Well, let's see who comes on. Welcome back to 1 Cent Sports Cards YouTube channel. We just finished our League A fantasy baseball draft. So we're going to do a quick recap. I'm still not even getting set up. It just finished like 5 minutes ago. It took forever. It was a 2-hour draft. That's why you don't set it for 70 seconds. But hey, what do I know? It was fun. I did terrible, I think. So I'm going to go bring up. I haven't even brought up YouTube yet. I don't even know who's in here. Hold on. Let me do all this. Give me a second. And we'll have some late Sunday night fun, I guess is the way we would call it. Hold on. Let me get over to my channel. Apparently I'm live right now. Sweet. Okay, there we go. I think I'm in. Tyler, what's going on? Shalani. Clark's there. Clark says, this is an easy decision. Is it? So here's what we're going to do. I'm actually getting onto the fantasy draft right now. And we're going to go look and we can discuss team by team who we think has the best team. I guess we can start with mine. My personal feeling, I didn't say this in the league draft room, but I did terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. I was barbecuing all afternoon. I may or may not have partaken in a few alcoholic beverages since about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and it's 11 and I just opened another one. So anything I say tonight doesn't actually count. So let's see. Let me get all this pulled up here. I'm going to switch over to this screen. Oh, and am I getting, hold on. I got skip frames. Ah, come on. Hopefully that goes away. Okay. Well, apparently I'm getting skip frames. I think it's because I rebooted my computer and it's still booting up. It should get better. Plus we're just going to be staring at this if I can ever bring it up. Okay. So here's my team. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. All right, let me get chat pulled up here too. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to pull chat out just so I can see. Okay, so I told everyone, I've been telling everyone all spring. I'm like, you guys, don't draft pitching. Why would you ever draft pitching? And then what did I do? I went out and drafted a bunch of pitching way too early. All right, so this, why is this thing? So I don't drink and drive, kids. Okay, so here's my team. We're going to start with me and we'll just go back and forth. My team, offensively, terrible. Luke Voigt is my first baseman. So I had to go in and get Matt Olson later, which Matt Olson's actually had a very good spring. But that is a total flyer. The highlights of my offense, probably Jose Ramirez, Xander Bogaerts. I did get Luis Robert, but that's also a flyer. My outfield, terrible. And I went young, but I do think Dansby Swanson was a good pick. I actually like my Victor Robles pick. That was late. I got the Brian Hayes. We'll see, but I think I kind of made it okay in the outfield because Victor Robles and Eddie Rosario are okay. But my team probably falls onto the pitching side. Garrett Cole, Zach Gallen, Blake Snell, Aroldis Chapman. He's only suspended for 2 games. We're fine. Raciel Iglesias, Sandy Alcantara, who's had a great spring. David Price, also having a good spring. Jordan Hicks should become the closer for the Cardinals at some point this season. And Tristan McKenzie was a flyer. So that's my team. My team, I'm probably giving you guys $25. Let's see. Let's go to the Sheriff. The Sheriff, let's see what the Sheriff did. The Sheriff decided to go a different route. Let's see. I kept we were picking back and forth from each other, so we were right next to each other in the draft. Real Muto, good pick. Although, let's see what the notes on Real Muto say. I believe he hasn't really played all season is the issue, or all spring. Scheduled to make his great league, so he debuted today. So we'll see if he actually starts the season. But he does have Gary Sanchez as a backup catcher, so he's actually stacked at catcher. Freeman, reigning MVP. Ketel Marte, not bad. Machado, like that. Anderson. So let's see. Went for guys that batted for average in his infield. Not a bad strategy. And then when you look at, he's a little weak on stolen bases, though. His top stolen base guy, Dylan Moore, down here with 12. But in his starting lineup, you're talking about Trent Grisham at 10. So we'll see. But you also see a bunch of guys that did not strike out a ton last year. So we'll see. Who do we have in here? We got Steel City. Hey, Shalani, what's going on? Cardboard Cheddar. Who's second after the Dodgers? 5 seconds per quick. 5 seconds per pick would be insane. Okay, so let's see. So not bad. Probably weak in stolen bases. His average should be okay. Let's look at projected. Hold on. We can look at projected. Projected stats, because it's hard to even look at 2020 stats. It just seems like everyone's low. Okay, so yeah, like I said, went for average in the infield. In the outfield, I don't know what he was doing in the outfield. Maybe runs. Not a lot of RBIs on this team outside of Freddie Freeman. So, I don't know about that offense. I think that offense can be beat, but let's see. Giolito's good. Castillo, Sixto, Devin Williams at that relief pitcher spot, which is awesome. Even if you don't get the saves, I mean, if he pitches like he did last year, that'll be value. But the pitching could be better. And Kluber has been disastrous. So I'm not buying into the Kluber thing at all. So I don't know. I love the Joe Kelly pick, my favorite pick from the Sheriff. So, okay. So that's Sheriff. Well, we're getting to you, Clark. We're getting to you. All right. Captain John, let's see what the Sea Dogs did. There was a few picks in here where I was like, that may have been early. But let's see. Will Smith. Oh, wait, hold on. We want to go to projected stats. Well, now, granted, projected means nothing, and I totally get that. Let's see here. Will Smith. I'm not high on Will Smith for one reason. He's great, but he's got to split time with Austin Barnes. He's not going to see enough time. So I'm not big on Will Smith. Paul Goldschmidt. Great pick. Stolen from me. Ozzie, Devers, Story, Yelich, Martinez, Brantley. Did take Wander. That's interesting. So the Wander pick there. Don't think Wander is going to be starting, but we'll see. Not a lot. Aaron Nola, Maeda, Sonny Gray, Nick Anderson, good pick. Matt Barnes. So he did get 2 closers. He's got 6 starters. So he's deep on batting. Verdugo, not a bad team, really. I guess you got Michael Brantley as your 300 hitter. Let's take a look at stolen bases. Got some guys that can steal. Some decent RBI guys in there, but not true power RBI guys. Tons of home runs all over the team, though. All guys that are hitting above, projected to hit above 250. So not bad. This offense is probably going to be one of the better offenses in the league. That's my guess. All right, so let's see. Danville Braves. Here we go. Come on, internet. All right, so here we go. This is Tyler. Let's see what Tyler did. Tyler's got all the Dodgers. We already know this. Okay, so Zach, I went for a fun strategy. I don't really focus on anything stat-wise. Just solving guys. All right, so here we go. If you like the Dodgers, basically what Tyler did was picked all the Dodgers. It didn't matter if Max Muncy was only going to bat 200. He took Max Muncy. And look, I mean, if you're looking for let's go to projected. Hold on, we'll go to projected here. All right, so this is projected. Cody Bellinger, which is a former MVP, Muncy, Turner, Seager I wanted. I had Seager. I was also picking right next to Tyler, and Tyler took Seager right before that was going to be my shortstop. He did steal Trout for me too at the 6th overall pick. Trout dropped to 6th. He's got Kyle Tucker. I do not know in what world Kyle Tucker is getting 106 RBIs projected. In no world does that happen. But if it happens, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be. Charlie Blackmon, not a bad one. Rizzo went too early. I remember that pick. Nick Solak, a nice pick late round. But he's also got Scherzer. He's got Kershaw and Strasburg. He's also got Zach Wheeler in there. Decent on saves, not great. But some of these guys a little long in the tooth. So we'll see. This could be a monster team or it could be a disaster team. The Dodgers will be fine, but if you're doing day in and day out, having this many Dodgers, not every one of these Dodgers is going to hit every day. So it's maybe a little too heavy on the Dodgers. So here we go. Now we're going to Ryan V. Let's see. Let me get caught up on chat here too. Wander was optioned. Yeah, I thought he was. Went with the team I like to watch, Jay Chez. That makes sense. Let's see. Hayden, I want to buy sports cards. You got a good box to buy right off the bat. We're going over the fantasy draft. I don't know. I might do a break later, or might open something. We'll see. It's a little late on Sunday. Tyler hates the Dodgers too. So he's got all Dodgers, so he just hates his own team. So let's see. This is Ryan B's team. Vlad Guerrero. Vlad went a little soon in the draft. I love the pick. I do think he went a little too soon. Fernando was a good pick. So this is like the baseball card collector's pick. You got Vladdy, you've got Fernando, you've got Arozarena, Donaldson, McCutcheon. Okay. He's got Bauer on the team. Let's see, how are we doing on saves? We're a little, Ryan's a little light on saves here, but Craig Kimbrell, probably not terrible. Did get Zach Greinke late, which was a good one. Eduardo Rodriguez, I'm not a fan. Everyone picks him. It's weird to me how many people pick him. You got the Moose. So this, if I'm just giving this is the first time I've looked at most people's teams. If I am looking at this one, I'm going to say this is a middle of the road team. There's some good stuff here, and then there's stuff that I go, like we look at stolen bases, not a ton of stolen bases, so we'll see. We'll see. Ryan, you're going to be a waiver wire friend. Okay, so here we go. Uncle Rico. Uncle Rico. Come on. Go to projected. So this is Jay Chez. Jay Chez, he's already said he drafted a team that he wanted to watch. So maybe didn't pay attention to the stats. So let's see. Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm went way too early. Alec Bohm went like 70th. You could have waited 2 more rounds for him. I do love the McNeil pick. McNeil also went early, though. You stole Kevin Biggio from me. I had him on my I was targeting him in the same round you took him. I was like 2 or 3 picks away. So nice pick there. You've got Turner, which is one of my favorites. Harper I believe, is going to have a huge season. So this is a team where I think we've got some more, a ton of pop, a ton of RBI potential. Correa was a good pick. Josh Bell was a great pick. Fletcher was a good pick. This is a sneaky good team. Let's see. We got to look at the pitching, though. A little light on pitching, which a lot of people do that. Max Fried, Plesac, Dustin May. You did take Liam Hendricks early and Josh Hader. So you locked down on the saves early. They were both early picks. So you went with saves early. This team, Uncle Rico, the Uncle Rico team's not bad. That's gonna be a tough out week in and week out. Guaranteed that. All right, who's next? Barry. So Barry had first pick in the draft. So Barry was in the boomerang spot all night. Let's see what Barry did. Projected stats. Here we go. Contreras, great catcher. I did terrible at catcher. My team might be the worst team in the league. Okay. Jose Abreu, Glaber, Chapman, Mondesi. I thought Mondesi went a little soon. First pick of the draft was Acuna. Conforto. By the way, Tatis fell to 4th, which was kind of crazy. Will Myers. So he kind of did. He's got Acuna, but his outfield is a little bit like mine, where it just kind of drops off real fast. Jimenez, Peterson. But he also has Walker Buehler, Jake Flaherty. Corbin Burns was a great pick. Jesus. Burns is really good. And he's got closers. Barry knew what he was doing. Barry said he was doing fantasy, or he was doing mock drafts all weekend. Dustin talking smack on everyone. Yeah, Zach, I'll probably be in ninth. I'm talking more smack on myself, I think, than anyone. Let's see, Kyle Hendricks. So he went heavy on the relief pitchers too. He's got 5 relief pitchers. So that's a trade bait waiting to happen. That's when everyone goes, oh my gosh, I did not take enough relief pitchers and I keep losing saves, and you get 3 weeks into the season and then people panic and they look for saves and they're going to look right to Barry. And Barry's going to go, well, maybe I took Mondesi a little bit too soon. So why don't you give me a shortstop? How's Tatis look? Or something like that. Barry's got a good team. I like Barry's team. Well, and by the way, he should have a good team. He picked first. All right, King of Morons. Here we go. Come on. All right, so let's see here. Projected stats. This is Zach. This is not the sheriff. This is Zach Poopa. We got King of Morons here, so let's see. Come on, scroll, would you? All right, so projected stats. Cronenworth went way early. He was like 188th overall. He went in 140s somewhere. Moncada, Baez, Jimenez, good pick. Judge, if he stays healthy, is always Jordan. So this is going to be a team that depends on people staying healthy. This is also a baseball card collector's team. Ryan Mountcastle, Gavin Lux, Eloy, Baez, Cronenworth. Maybe not enough pitching. Although, Luzardo, Bieber, it is Bieber and DeGrom. Can't go wrong there. And James Paxton. Wow, from a pitching, probably going to need to trade some of the, or drop some of these players on offense. But this team could surprise. It's got to stay healthy. Zach, your team's got to stay healthy, and you're going to need to balance that team out a little bit. And don't listen to me. What do I know? All right, Soto, Dawn Grabbers. Clark says I'm saving the best for last. We're gonna dissect Clark's team the most. All right, so here we go. Let's see. So Soto, Dawn Grabbers. This is Jared, by the way. I had to ask where the name came from, and apparently it's just because, hey man, you gotta grab that cup a lot when you're batting. Okay, so let's see. LeMahieu, Grandal, Merrifield, Rendon. Rendon went early. Mookie was the first pick. I think Rendon, I think was second round. Bregman's another nice pick. This offense could do stuff, but again, you look at the outfield and you go, well, Starling Marte, he went late too. He is rated like 34th overall. He went I think like 58th or something. So Marte was a pretty good pick. Dylan Carlson, loved the pick, loved the player. We'll see if that works as a third outfielder. Joey Gallo, I don't like the batting average, but I like the home runs. Let's see. Right. Went the opposite way on pitching, which is don't go for the big players, just go for the good players. Barrios, Ryu, Musgrove. Let's see how we doing on saves. Saves look good. 3 solid. Melanson should at least start out saving in San Diego. Pomeranz should probably end up saving for him in the long run. But hey, if you can hawk some saves, this is a pretty balanced team as well. Yeah, I as far as I know, it looks like I have the worst team so far. So there's that. And here I was like the whole time going, you guys, you better be ready. All right, so here we go, Clark. Here we go, Clark. Best team in the league, according to Clark. We got Posey, Brandon Lau, which I had Lau on mine. So on offense, we've got Keston Hira is going to need to have a bounce back season for sure. Let's see projected stats. Okay, so projected. Here we go. Projected. Pretty solid on stolen bases. Let's see. Strikeouts. Not one big strikeout guy in Hira. Maybe Austin Meadows as well in there. Is kind of a high strikeout guy. Let's look at the hits. The hits are pretty solid. RBIs, we got one. Well, we got Juan Soto, so you've got one big RBI guy. You got Nolan Arenado in there as well. Brandon Lau, 95 RBIs as well. You got Bo Bichette in there. Joey Bart, who you can put in as catcher. So he locked Buster Posey in with Joey Bart, which is pretty smart because if it ain't Buster Posey catching, it's going to be Joey Bart. Although Joey Bart got sent down, I think. So we'll see what happens there. Let's look at the pitching. Woodruff, great pitcher. You got Glasnow, Ian Anderson. Ian Anderson, I still think is a little bit of an unknown. But if he pitches like he did last year, that's a great pick. You got Jansen and Rosenthal, so some older relievers. But he did go with Will Smith, so he said, yeah, I may have older relievers, but he went with 4 of them. He's got Soroka. He did take Shohei, which I think is that Shohei has been lights out all spring training. But there's some health stuff you might want to consider there. But overall, so is this the best team? This is all 10 of the teams. Don't sleep on Adam Frazier this year. Okay, so as I look at these teams, if I'm picking my best team, Uncle Rico, pretty good team. It's a pretty balanced team. Uncle Rico isn't a bad team. This team's going to be a tough out. Barry's team's good. Clark does have a good team. The team that's terrible is mine. The team that's really bad. I mean, you go back to my team here for a second. I don't know what I was doing. I have good pitching. I've got Garrett Cole. I've got Zach Gallen. I've got Blake Snell. Any of those guys could win a Cy Young. I've got Chapman and Iglesias. I did not go with I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Hold on. Did I go with the third closer? Maybe I did. I normally do. I normally make sure I got 3. Oh, wait, yeah, I did go with Jordan Hicks. That's right. And Jordan Hicks I actually like that pick. Sandy Alcantara, I mean, yeah, my pitching's going to have to win stuff. But this offense, this is probably how I will play my offense in the regular season. I will probably go like this. And I will probably go to start the season because Byron Buxton always sucks. I'll probably put Robles in there. That's probably how I start my season. But yeah, I don't have any RBI guys except for Jose Ramirez, who he could be terrible too. The one thing I did try and pay attention to, which apparently I didn't do a very good job, was strikeouts. Normally I try and get guys with low strikeouts, but yeah, no, my offense is terrible. It's terrible. This is if anyone wants pitching, I have it. So, but not a lot. Yeah, I didn't do very good. So that seventh pick for me did not pan out the way I thought. There's a large run on offense, and I kept going with pitching, and I maybe went one too many rounds going with pitching. So, oh wait, something is happening on my computer. Shut that off. Stop that. Something is making noise. Oh, there we go. All right. So, FYI, more stats on offense. There is not more stats on offense. It is 8-8. At least I'm 99% sure of that. So let's see. So let's go back. So yeah, as you look at the matchups. So let's just take a look at a matchup here. Who's got? Okay, here. We'll look at Clark and Uncle Rico, because this could be a very good matchup to start it out. So you should have, as we look at this, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 offensive, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitching. So it'll be 16 possible points, and it'll be interesting. So, and keep in mind, it's head to head. So Who do you guys? Okay, so I'm just gonna watch chat now. Who do you guys think has the? Who's the team to beat here? All the teams actually kind of have some strength and weaknesses, which is what you want to see. Barry's team's pretty good, man. I wouldn't want to play Barry's team right off the bat. Jose Abreu, reigning MVP, Glaber, Acuna. His bench is a little light on offense. Mondesi, I think, was taken too soon. But then you go, yeah, but he's also got Walker Buehler. He's also got Jack Flaherty, Corbin Burns. He's got 3 guys that could win Cy Youngs. Yeah, that's tough. It's a tough team. Barry's got a tough team to beat. Settled for Soto. I thought Mike Trout was going to fall to me. I really did. I thought Garrett Cole was going to go off the board, and I thought Trout was going to fall to 7, and it was all going to play out. But then it didn't. I got Garrett Cole, which, by the way, Garrett Cole, fantastic spring trade. Garrett Cole's going to be awesome this year. Good luck beating me in strikeouts this year, guys. That is one category I'm pretty sure I'm going to win. All right, so let's see. I just wanted to do a quick recap on this. I'm not going to be up all night, but let me see. We could break some stuff. We could. JJ says he likes Peterson this year. So what is Peterson projected at? Let's see. Projected. And by the way, I do not fall in line with Yahoo's projections hardly ever. If Yahoo projects them to be good, they're terrible, and vice versa. But they've got him projected with 379 at bats, so platooning with the Cubs, basically. 56 RBIs, 97 Ks. That is my thing on Peterson, man. Guy strikes out way too much. That is one thing when you look at Barry's team. Barry's team strikes out a ton. And that is a category you're supposed to win. And the walks are pretty low too. So the walks and strikeouts, there's some of these hidden categories that make it really tough. And that's why I always try and say the goal is to win 9 or 10 categories every week. Because if you can do that, so in the pitching categories, hey, if you can win wins, if you can win saves, if you can win strikeouts, that's 3 of them right there. And if you can win whip, that's 4 of them. And if you can win ERA, that's 5. And then when you look at your offense, you go, well, I only need to get 4 more. And on offense, you can do the same thing, which is called my pitching can't be good, but I better have a juggernaut on offense. I already had DeGrom queued up. Take when Trout just appeared. And I did take I took Cole over DeGrom simply because I think Cole wins a lot more games, and that is a category, and the strikeouts are about the same. The whip is about the same. I still think the Yankees are a better team than the Mets. So for me, Cole was kind of a no-brainer for me, but I get why people would pick DeGrom. But in fantasy, you need the wins, and you need to not take the losses. And I don't think Garrett Cole's going to lose many games, and I think he's going to win a lot more than DeGrom will. That's why I went with him. And because all the other running stats, they are kind of even on all those running stats. So to me, it seemed Cole was the right choice there. I'd do a personal break of opening day. Well, opening day's not out yet. That's the problem. I don't have any yet. It is not in my purview. I don't have it in my hands. I've not seen it yet. I think it let's see, what do I have? You know what I have? Hold on one second. I've got, you know what I have is a mess in the card lab. Just showed up. Hey. Let's see here. These just showed up today. Hold on. I gotta open the box still. Here, let me do this. Let me do this. We'll come over to here. I've got this stuff. I think there should be a few boxes. I haven't opened any yet because these just showed up this afternoon. All right, so my here's gonna be my guess. My guess. It pains me to say it. Pains me to say it. But if I'm picking a winner for League A, projected winner, I'm going to pick. I'm going Barry. I think Barry's got a really good team. And he had the first pick in the draft. Okay, so there's Topps Heritage in here. The new Topps Heritage. The new Topps Heritage. There's not even a checklist out yet. It's not supposed to come out until Friday. Steel City says, I'm not doing any more Donruss. No one, you don't need to do Donruss. Let's see here. Let me get chat pulled back up. Topps Heritage. I haven't opened any. I'm just going to open some for myself. We don't need to sell stuff every time I'm live. That's not a thing that needs to happen. I haven't opened any Inception. I'm waiting until tomorrow. We're breaking tomorrow night, guys. But we do have Inception tomorrow, which I'm pretty excited about. And we have more Donruss, which I'm excited about still. How much for Heritage? I don't know. I literally just opened the box. Let me rip through it and see what's in it. I don't even know what's in it. I actually have done my my review on it. I'm waiting for the checklist to actually finish it off. But here's what I do know. I know enough about the set that I can probably be dangerous. Paul Goldschmidt in action. So we get the back. So it looks like we can build a kind of neat. That is, although I don't like 104, Paul Goldschmidt in action. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Josh Stalmate. Hey, look at that. Mike Trout in action. Love it. I get a Mike Trout. Hey, look, I have sleeves. The new Mike Trout. Love it. Now, this is not, what I don't like is they say in action, but then they have the in action variation, which makes it very confusing. So there's variations on this where the players are in action and it won't say in action. Alec Mills. That's an interesting one. Scott Kingery. Luke Voigt. He's strange. Now, the other thing is to know on Heritage, this is a high number. Anything over 400 is going to be a high number short print. So D. Gordon, high number short print. That's what that one is. Let's see. G-Man Choi, Chance Cisco, Matt Kemp. I do like the 72 design. Nothing notable from Jared Patterson opening 2 blasters today. Selling stuff every time you're live, aka jabs. Yeah, we don't need to do that every time. Jacob deGrom, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the inaction. I get it, and I get why they did it, probably because of COVID, that they actually didn't get all of the portrait style pictures. Jacob Stallings, there's 6 still in action. But when you have inaction variations, that makes it very confusing. So Sixto rookie card, take that. Jesus Sanchez rookie card, like that. Colton Wong, Nomar. That's you. Is the Colton? Nope, $3.99. Sonny Gray. 2020 World Series highlights. Tommy LaStella. I still think of LaStella as an angel. Ron Santo on the back. Oh yeah, there's well, I think it builds like a whole picture. Or I think it's supposed to. Martin Maldonado. There's Shohei in action. So you're a baseball. The other thing, so here's the thing about Heritage, guys. If you are a collector and not an investor / I want to make money on cards, this is an awesome set. If you are someone that says, I want to make money off cards and flips, there are so many better sets than this. Because this set is for collectors. It is not for investing. It's collectors, and it's because they do stuff like this. Jeff McNeil hits a line drive over second base off of Jordan Montgomery of the Yankees, and Thairo Estrada throws his glove at the ball, narrowly missing it. The ball heads into right field. McNeil reaches second base ahead of the throw of Clint Frazier, but overslides the bag and is tagged out by Jordy Mercer. The Mets ask for 3 bases since Estrada threw his glove at the ball. The Yankees say that McNeil is out. How will this be scored for McNeil? A double, a single, a double, or a triple? The answer is it's going to be a single. If Estrada's glove had touched the ball, the batter would have been entitled to, by rule, to 3 bases, but it didn't. It also is not a double because even though McNeil overslid second, he never possessed that base. So there's stuff like that on cards, which is awesome. And you don't see this in any other set. Yadier Molina in action. Looks like we've got, might be Pujols? Got all sorts of different puzzles on the back, which is kind of cool. Matt Chapman, Nick Solak. Flashbacks, Carlton, nice. Jose Quintana, Alex Verdugo. And the other thing is you're, of course, looking for all of the variations, which it will note them on the cards. At least they have in years past. So you're going to want to look up here because it should mention variations and stuff like that. Charlie Blackmon, looks like they start off with in-action cards in every pack. Brian Reynolds, Rios Davies. 2020 batting leaders, Soto, Freeman, and Osuna. Like that. Plus it gives all of the stats. That's a cool card. John Means, Hernandez, Jose Abreu, Joe Kelly. We're putting Joe Kelly up. Joe Kelly goes up. There you are. All right, so let's see. Sonny Gray was sneaky good picking the Sonny Gray lasted a long time. Bryce Harper in action. Rousseau. Rays World Series bound. Trey Turner in action. Zach Godley. Another underrated pitcher. Pedro Severino. Still no short prints. Luis Garcia, Christian Pache. 2020 rookie stars. Look at that card. Like that. I cannot tell if that is centered. No, it is not centered left to right. That is for sure. But take that. Beautiful looking card there. Yeah, this is a set that you kind of have to be with. Javier Baez, Lucas Giolito. All right, let's see what else we got. Some more Heritage. Then I'm probably going to go to bed. We'll see. I don't know. Rizzo. Urias. Ronaldo Nunez. Andrew McCutchen in action. World Series Game 2. Brendan Lau. Shane Green. Joe Birdie. And Ryan McBroom. Got to flip every one of these cards over. Nothing notable. Nothing big. Well, the Pache. But this is how Heritage is. Heritage is not, let's get hits in every, it's not designed to be that. And I think it doesn't play well. But look at that. Boyhood photos of the stars. Nico Horner. There's little Nico playing as a 7-year-old. I'm assuming that's him when he was 7. Look at, he's got, for a 7-year-old, look at how he's got his hands back. Got that bat loaded up. It's a cool one. I like that card. I like that. Starling Marte. Biebs. Hernandez. More rookies. Ali Sanchez and Franklin Kilom. Mets rookie stars. And here we go. We have a new age. Well, hold on. New age performer. This is one of the inserts. They've had this insert for years. Not a bad one, though. Kyle Lewis. Take that. Kyle Freeland. And that is a high number short print. Freeland. It's number 451. So the short prints, I think, are landing like 1 in 3 packs. Chad Kuhl, Framber Valdez. And then the other thing you're looking for is the action. There's a whole bunch of stuff like the throwback uniforms, and it'll say it on the back. Sleep is for the weak. Shalani. Wilson Contreras. Daniel Hudson. Aaron Judge in action. Kershaw in action. Marquez. Soler. Michael Waka. Jeff McNeil. And Brian Anderson. So the other thing I'm going to do, if you want to do this on this set, is you want to go through the back and look. Just make sure you didn't miss anything on the back, because it's very possible that you do. 246. Building a puzzle on the back actually might be fun. That's very like 80s Donruss of them to do that for us. Let's see. So as you're looking at these numbers, what you're looking for is like, well, not on that card, but anything that says like action or error, stuff like that. That's kind of what you're looking for. And I'm not sure where they're going to put it on these cards yet, because they haven't. I guess I could go on eBay and find out, but I'm assuming in the last couple of years, it's always been right above the number. It may not be that way this year, just the way the card is laid out, but let's see. And they're tough pulls, so there's that. As well. So it's not like you're going to get one in every pack. It is a large set. It's 500 cards. It's not 200. So it's not like you're pulling the same cards out of every pack. This is a high number short print right here. The G-Man Choi. G-Man Choi high number short print. So cards, like I said, cards number 401 through 500 going to be short print for you. So basically I pulled 3 short prints out of this. And not sure about what happens on the back of these puzzles. Not sure how big it is. I'm going to have to look into that. So that might be kind of cool. But that's basically what Heritage is. So there's Heritage. Like I said, not easy pulls. Not a big. Like some of the cards in here, if you get one of those throwback uniforms, those things are worth a ton of money. They're really hard to pull though. Really hard. Well, let's see. Mike Trout. D. Strange Gordon. 6-2. I do like this one. In fact, this one needs a sleeve. 2020 NL batting leaders. So it is a collector set, guys. Which more and more in this hobby, I think collector sets get lost on people. That could be his 2017 photo for all I know. But I think collector sets get lost on people because of all the frenzy around how much are cards worth and how much can I flip them for, and how much are they? Can I trade? Can I do this? This is one of those. This set is not designed for that in mind, and I honestly don't think it plays well with today's collector. However, if you are today's investor, for collectors that actually do follow the game of baseball, this is one of the better sets you can collect. It may not hold a ton of value, but you're going to get all of the rookies. You're going to get all of the highlights. You're going to get the game of baseball a lot more than you would in, say, Topps Chrome. Topps Chrome is going to give you a bunch of rookies, and there's going to be a bunch of rookies and a bunch of stars. And yes, it's fun to open. Don't get me wrong. But this set, if you wanted to collect a set, there's Kyle Freeland, high number. This set's a very challenging set to complete because of the high number short prints. And you can pull some big time cards out of here. There are big time cards, but they are long pulls. So it's kind of a throwback to like the 80s and 90s a little bit. So that's what you get out of that. So let's see. Throwbacks. Yeah, throwbacks are 1 in 17,000. Well, we can look at the odds. Let's see. What are the only reason I mentioned throwbacks, I hit one last year in a hobby box. Come on. Hit one last year in a hobby box. I hit a Keston Hira throwback. So let's see. The great one. Let's see. High number short print 1 in 3. Yeah, that's right. You can't get Chrome cards out of here. That's right. There's the French text in the back, You can pull minis. Minis are 1 out of 696 in blasters. Holy smokes. The minis will not be that long of odds in the hobby boxes. The hobby boxes will be better. In error, 1 out of 7,354. Missing stars. So that must mean the stars are missing on the card. So all sorts of different things. Throwback uniform. Yeah, 1 in 17,772. Your nickname is 1 in 3,692. Yeah, the odds on this are really, really long. There is the Venezuela stamp, which would be really cool. Autographs are only 1 in 226 packs. So if you do the math on that, what is there? 8 packs in a 8 or 9? Yeah, so that's like 1 in 20 blasters. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Clubhouse collection, auto relic is 1 in 23,000. Yeah, this is going to be, hobby is going to be much better odds. The Great One buyback, those are amazing. There's only like 20 of them. Those are all Roberto Clemente buybacks. 1 in 46,000. Holy smokes. But that's how you can figure out if there's only 10 of them, just times 10. So 460, about 475,000 packs. Or is it 4 point? Yeah. Let's see. You got to times that by 10. So just add a 0. Yeah. So about 460,000 packs. Wow. That's a lot of packs. Because those are all 1 of 1s. So there is a chance. I had an SSP out of Series 1 from a hanger. It was, well, and that's the thing, Jared. I mean, hey, that's why you open them. That's why you open them. All right, I'm saving Inception until tomorrow night. Although, I do have, yeah, the hobby boxes are 150. Yeah, you can keep hoping, Jared. I was surprised that they sold Inception for 135. I thought they would do 120 on them. So they gouged Inception a little bit. And it's so weird for you guys that have been collecting if you guys have just been back in the hobby for the last 12 months. In 2019, Inception was a $70 box. In 2018, it was like a $60 box. And now it's apparently almost a $200 box. That's insane. But I will say one thing. Inception is better this year than it is in the last 2 years, if you ask me. I do believe that the set is better this year, but the price increases are insane. And I don't see any end in sight, but we'll see. Inception was way too high. They did do flagship for 80. You're right. And it's Heritage. Heritage generally is a little softer on the market because they produce a lot of it. They don't produce as much as flagship, but they do produce a lot of it. And you can find it everywhere. So, and it generally sells a little bit slower because this is the one set that in today's market people don't get because they just say, well, if you don't give me a hit in every box, then I don't like it. Well, then Heritage is so not your set. Because it's a set collector set. And set collectors are what used to drive the hobby. And that's why it's been around for as long as it has. And when you add high number to this, it's one of the most complete sets that you can find in baseball. I mean, if you follow the game, there isn't a better set for what happened in the game of baseball in that era, in that time frame, in that year, or the year before, that type of stuff. Heritage has that covered way more than even the flagship set, if you ask me. They cover off on a lot more of the deep. If you collect teams, that's why you always see the team sets are offered in Heritage, because it's kind of the most complete team set that you can get. It's like who played on that team that year. And some of the rookies and some of the stuff over time, they hold value. So Heritage is not But in today's world where everyone goes, well, give me a parallel and give me an autograph. Yeah, that's not what Heritage is about. It never has been. So I like that they've kept it the way it is. But when you break it, sometimes people are like, well, I didn't get any hits. It's like, no, you got a team set. That's what you got. This holiday lot I got going is going to take forever. Chrome Black at 180. Chrome Black, I was so excited for it. And then when it showed up, I was like, oh, man. Like, Chrome Black to me was such a letdown. When it first came out, it's like, man, those cards look awesome. And then when you saw the price increase, it was like, ah. And then when you saw some of the boxes, you're like, man, Topps figured this one out. I also think it's going to be that way a little bit for the Platinum, the Chrome Platinum coming out this year. Although, I don't know, man, Chrome Platinum's going to be awesome. The problem is I think the odds are going to be long on hitting anything good, but I think it's going to be such an in-demand set. You guys let me know. Are they available yet? They've been kind of available. They've sold out like as soon. Let's see. On Blowout, I still don't think, which is crazy. I still don't think they're available on Blowout. Let's check. Here, I'll put it on screen. Let's do this. It's gonna be over here. Let's see. Are they still sold out? Still sold out. Still sold out, which is crazy. They've had this on here since like Tuesday. And I think it's gone on sale and sold out twice already. But yeah, this set, guys, this is the one everyone's going to be after. Let's see, the hobby box. And it does not offer what Chrome offers. It offers, let's see, same configuration, 24 packs, 4 cards per pack. So that's a straight up hobby box of Chrome. But it's only one autograph. Versus, I believe, isn't it in a Chrome box? Isn't it 3 or is it 2? Something like that. Each box contains one autographed card, and when you look at the sell sheet, I think it contains 4 or 6. Let's look at the sell sheet. I think it's 4 or 6. Hey, Urban saying stuff. Look at all these notifications. So if you guys ever want to know why I don't get back on notifications, I get notifications constantly. Upset alert. Oral Robert does it again? Oral Roberts did it again? Oh, Oral Roberts is all over it. Okay, so I feel better about the Buckeyes. Where's the sell sheet? Hold on. I don't want to show you guys all my emails and stuff. Sorry. I like you guys, but not that much. Let's see here. How come that thing's not opening? Sell sheet. Open a new Chrome tab. Boom. And then it doesn't open. I love it. All right. Well, it must be in my downloads. Well, anyways, I know it has one, but tons of stuff. Singles are most of, well, and that's why singles are so hot, Jared. Because everyone's figuring out that, like, let other people open the boxes and then I'll just buy the cards that I want out of it. But that's a problem for the hobby too, because you need people to open the boxes. And if everyone just wants to sell on open boxes, I guess it's good if you break, because people will buy into breaks because it's a little bit cheaper than just buying the box outright and saying, well, I may, it depends on what I get. Like, to do a $10 or $20 investment is a lot less risk than doing a $300 investment. But I do know that those cases are already over $4,000 for Topps Platinum, Chrome Platinum. So we'll see. My guess is by the time August shows up, those things are probably going to be about $8,000 a piece. So it is one of those things where you say, what do you want to do? Do you want to buy a used card, or do you want to buy a case of baseball cards? And that's nuts, because that's nuts. Is a hobby box still worth the extra money if you are mostly in it for set collecting, but love a good hit too? It very much depends on if you like set collecting. Like, let's say you collect Chrome, Topps Chrome. I believe Well, in all honesty, I believe that if you like set collecting, it depends on if you like opening up packs or if you just like having complete sets. You can find a complete set of this year's Chrome when it comes out, probably 2 weeks out, not even 2 weeks, it'd be like a week. You could find a complete set, even if there's some big card in there, and you could probably find one for less than the cost of a hobby box. Now, you're not going to get any autos, you're not going to get, but you will get the complete set. So if what you're looking for is the complete base set, I wouldn't recommend to buy a hobby box. I would recommend to wait for someone to put it on the secondary market and just buy a set. Like you can buy Series 1 sets of 2020 right now for like $70, the whole Series 1 set. Which is cheaper than a hobby box. So you could have every card in the set for cheaper than a hobby box. If you're chasing a hit, that is why you're buying into hobby boxes. If you're chasing parallels, that is why you're buying into hobby boxes, or any other format for that matter. So it is that's the problem, is everything has become so hit driven that actual set collecting and cards like this and sets like this, like Heritage, they don't get the play that they should, because it should be an inexpensive, rip to try and build a set, but building sets is not what most people are interested in. But if you're asking me, if you just want the set, find it on eBay. You'll find it cheaper that way than, because it would cost you on Topps Chrome, it would probably cost you the cost. If you're buying the jumbo, it's going to take you 3 boxes. If you're buying hobby boxes, it's probably going to take you 5 boxes to get close. And if you're lucky, you complete the set. And if you're not lucky, you're only going to have, a couple missing cards here and there. But how much does that cost you? But you will get the autos and you will get the parallels. So it just kind of depends. That's the best way I can answer that question. Viking, what's going on, bud? August 15th release, I think for Chrome, isn't it? The 25th is Chrome Platinum. Or maybe I got that wrong. Hold on. It releases on 8/25. Topps Chrome Platinum. Topps Chrome releases on... Topps Chrome release. What's the date? Date on Topps Chrome is July 28th. And the HTA box on that, 12 packs per box, 13 cards per pack. How much are these things going for already? Geez, $600. $600. These things back in 2018 would have cost you what? Let's see, 100, maybe 100, 120. And now they're 600. It's nuts what the hobby has done. And then you got Bowman Chrome, which actually is still fairly well, it's not bad. The prices aren't bad in here. It'll be interesting to see what they have in there. But when you look at stuff, let's see, what do you got? Allen and Ginter, which normally would have been a $70 box. You got that at $140. So that's doubled in price. Let's see, Topps Stadium Club. Stadium Club actually was like $89. It hasn't gone up too much. Topps Museum. Topps Museum was like, yeah, that's gone up. It just, everything's gone up. Topps Finest. Topps Finest used to be $99 a box. It's $274 now. Basically anything with Chrome on it that guarantees autographs, it's through the roof. People like shiny things. That's what it is. There's a reason, and it's shiny things. It is Chrome cards. It is Chrome cards. That's the other thing. Panini Prism. All the Panini products have been out of stock on Blowout. They've been out of stock on Blowout. Look at even Diamond Kings. And Diamond Kings, this is crazy. What, you want to know what they want for Diamond Kings? For Diamond Kings right now, which is, I kind of like the set because it's kind of a throwback set for Panini. But here's what they want for a hobby box. They want $170 for Diamond Kings. Like I'm not paying $170 for Diamond Kings. That ain't happening. 1 cent is an Android user. Well, yeah, I mean, I like phones that work. I like phones that don't put me into their ecosystem and say, now you shall never leave. If I want to go buy a Google phone, I can. If I want to go buy a Samsung, I can. If I buy an Apple, I can never leave. It's like what's the Eagles song? Hotel California. But you can never leave. I'm not living it up in the Hotel Apple. So, I used completing the set as the way for me to stop spending on more packs trying for a hit. But so far, I've only bought blasters. Well, if you've only bought blasters on Series 1 are not a bad way. Because if you can find them retail and $20, that's not bad. But yeah, a hobby box of like Series 1, if you bought 3 of those, you'd probably have the whole set. If you bought a jumbo, if you bought a jumbo plus a hobby, you would definitely have the whole set. Because the jumbo's got like what? 460 cards in it. You might even have the whole set just off a jumbo. And if you bought a jumbo plus a few blasters, you could probably complete the set that way. And that's the whole thing. Like, yeah, but if you also bought 10 blasters at $20 a pop, you know, you're getting what? How many cards there? So let's say you bought 10 blasters, you get 99 cards. You'd probably complete the set with 10 blasters. It costs you, $220 after $240 after taxes, which is about the same price as a jumbo. So that's another way to look at it. And you'd have double the amount of cards, which you're not guaranteed as any autos or well, you might you would get parallels out of it. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways to look at it. And the funny part is when you break the money down, the money, it doesn't matter if you're buying retail or hobby. The way to chase it, go watch Striker. It depends on what you're chasing. If what you want is image variations, you should be buying retail. If what you want is better parallels and autos, you should be chasing hobby. And if you're just interested in set collecting, you should be chasing the cheapest format you can find. That's the long and the short of it. Jack Leader threw 16 strikeout no-hitter today for Vandy. Vandy is a juggernaut for pitchers, man. Road to spring training. Yes, the road to spring training sets were by far the best value. The Braves set, I can't wait for that to show up. I bought all 3 of the Braves. I had to. I was like, I gotta buy all 3 of the Braves. I should have bought all 3 of the Angels, but I didn't. And I know I'm gonna get an Anthony Rendon jersey or an Anthony Rendon signature because of it. But yeah, so I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on the way you look at it, because cards are worth a lot more than they were a few years ago. But it's all those long hits, and there's a lot of people spending a lot of money trying to chase the big hits, and not everyone's going to get one. There's only so many big hits that can go around, and I worry that I guess my biggest worry is this for the hobby right now is I go, eventually people say I'm throwing good money at bad. And they say, I'm tired of chasing the hits. And then when you really dig into the hobby and you see how the hobby is kind of gamed for really deep pockets that 99.5% of us don't have those pockets. But the really deep pockets, those guys that are holding all the auction, it's like, well, where did they get all those cards? And so it's when you see how it's gamed to big money, that people will, it's going to turn people off. That's what's going to happen. And there'll be a market correction. And for someone like myself that says, hey, I just like collecting the cards. I actually don't mind paying the increased prices through this era, knowing that it is an era. And maybe the best line that I would give is, I had a buddy of mine when I was dating a girl, way back in the day. This was in my early 20s. And he was one of my best friends, and my new girlfriend, well, she wasn't new, but I had her as a girlfriend for, I don't know, maybe 6-7 months, something like that. But they hated each other, and they were hanging out one night, and the line that he gave to my girlfriend when they started arguing, which was, well, it's all right. I was around before you, and I plan on being around after you. That's the way I look at the hobby right now, which is called, look, I've been around this hobby since I was 8 years old. I've been in and out of it. And with everything that's going on in the hobby today, you go, this is just another fad. And I was around before this fad, and I'm going to be around after this fad. And so that's the way you got to look at it. And in the meantime, if you're still interested in the hobby and want to buy cards and you want to be part of it and collecting the players that are part of, this era of cards, it's the cost of entry. It is what it is. And if you don't want to pay the cost of entry, you don't. It's up to you. So that's where I'm at with it. But yes, do I think that card values are going to stay where they're at? No. I do think that the high-end cards will stay where they're at, but I don't believe that it's the cards that are in that right now that are in that $200 to $500 range that are just going to get decimated. That's what I believe. And there's nothing wrong with that. If the card probably isn't worth that much, especially in basketball, you look at some of these where you're going like, these guys, the card collecting, the cards that hold value, who have always been iconic players from eras of the sport. And in basketball, especially, it's like one guy has like a double-double or a triple-double. It's the first one of his career. And, the hobby goes nuts and his cards triple in value overnight. That's ridiculous. That is crazy. And it's like, so what? The guy made the Hall of Fame because he had a triple-double one night. It doesn't happen as much in baseball, but you got to chase iconic players. And iconic players, if you're chasing card value, buying here, let me just take the top 50 cards here. Acuna, not a bad one. Clevenger, maybe a great case in point. This guy's cards last year, this is a parallel, numbered to 299. He was really good last year and he got traded. His card values went through the roof. Then, that's right, injuries happen. Could he be a Hall of Famer? Maybe. Joe Adele, his cards have gone up a lot, and he had a terrible spring. Ian Anderson, here's some rookies. We all know about rookies. Mike Trout, probably pretty safe bet. Freddie Freeman, probably pretty safe bet. Liam Hendricks, yeah, he's a closer. That's a thing. But yeah, as you look at some of these, like, is Evan White going to be good? You just never know. But when you start looking at some of the players, you really want to look at, that's why people like Mookie Betts go up. Mookie Betts was a great player for a long time, won a World Series with Boston, made a name for himself, kind of had like a down year or two by his standards, and then he got traded to the Dodgers, wins another World Series. His cards went through the roof. You could have had his rookie card for $50 18 months ago. That same rookie card now is worth $400. And I believe that his cards will kind of stay in that range. Because he's probably going to the Hall of Fame. That's what makes cards good. But when you see people being like, this rookie he scored in double digits, we should get him. It's crazy. Steel City, and you're right. That's why vintage is less risk. And vintage has been going up. Vintage has been hot. I bought a Nolan Ryan because I'm trying to complete all of the Angels Hall of Famers, and I'm trying to get PSAs in all of them. I'm trying to get PSA slabbed cards for all the Angels Hall of Famers, and one of the more expensive ones is the Nolan Ryan. And what I want is their first year Angels card. So for the Nolan Ryan, that's the 1972, which is his fourth year card, but that is not a cheap card to get PSA. I got it in an 8 about 3 months ago. I think I paid like $200 for it, which at the time I was like, man, am I really paying $200 for this card? That card, that you can't get it for $200 now. It's already like at $275, cheap as you can find it. So technically, it was a good investment, I guess. I'm going to keep it, so it doesn't matter what it's worth. What matters is what it's worth to me. And I'm trying to get PSA slabbed all Angels Hall of Famers. And I'm close to that collection, by the way. The Nolan Ryan's one of the more expensive ones. But yeah, it's, vintage is not a bad way to go. Let's see. Trout, Soto, Betts, Tatis and Acuna. Yeah, maybe Freddie Freeman in there. It's hard to bet against any of those guys. The only thing I would say is Trout and Betts, I would put at number 1 and 2 right now. Soto, Tatis, and Acuna. They all need to stay healthy. If any of those guys have a big injury, all that it takes them off the trajectory. Health for about another 3, 4, 5 years for those guys. They are not without risk. They all got to stay healthy. And I will say one thing. Acuna's battled injuries last year. Tatis battled injuries in his rookie year. So they've already had injuries. And as you get older, and the other thing is I've seen plenty of, if you go back, you watch some of these players that start out really strong, and then when the analytics and everything catch up to their swing, all of a sudden you get these batters that were batting 330 and then they bat 220. And they just fall, look at Albert Pujols. It may have been Albert Pujols was also 125 when he signed with the Angels. But be that as it may, there's a lot of players when you look at them where it's just like, geez, man, when the analytics catch up and the defenses start knowing how to play these guys and their tendencies, that's when you really got to know how to hit, because you got to know how to play not to your tendency. And you got to know how to bat not to your tendency. If you look at Mike Trout, that's why he's so good, because when they started figuring out pitch him high and tight, he figured out how to fix that hole in his swing. So then they started pitching him low and away. And when they did that, he said, watch that bat go down in the zone and just go grab these things and I'll hit moonshots on you. Mike Trout has adjusted to the analytics, and that's what makes Mike Trout so stinking amazing. So, can Tatis, Acuna, and Soto do that? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think the analytics catch up to you until you've had about 2,000 at bats, and none of those guys have. Tatis has only had about 600 at bats in the majors. Acuna is the closest one to 2,000. Acuna is the one that I think is able to do that. I'm not even sold on Soto yet, though. Soto's not. Soto's good. Don't get me wrong. And his numbers project really well, but but projecting numbers two seasons in is not like projecting numbers 10 seasons in. So there's a lot of hype, but they're all good. But Freddie Freeman is another guy I would definitely throw in there. Freddie Freeman is, and he flies under the radar, but Freeman is a friggin' stud, man. Yeah, the 2011 Topps Chrome. Yeah, and everyone's buying Chrome. So, all right, well, guys, it is 12:17. I am rambling. Thanks for joining into the draft, guys. We'll do a draft recap for League B next week, probably. Tomorrow night we are breaking these guys and some Donruss. I don't have the Donruss sitting right in front of me, but we're gonna break some of these guys. Should be fun. Should be fun. I haven't opened any yet. I'm excited to do it. So we will break some Topps Inception and some Donruss tomorrow night. I will see all of you guys there. Thanks for being in the draft tonight. We will do, next Sunday is Draft B, or League B. So for all of you guys that are in League B, looking forward to that. And I hope you guys all have a good week. In the meantime, good luck on all of your personal pack polls. And as always, be good to your family, be good to your friends, be good to your neighbors. I'm going to sign off.